Are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. Three, two, one, go. Hello and welcome to the 2017 GSAC Summer Mystery Tournament Round Robin. My name is Brody and I am joined today by Galen and Ben.
Yo,
Hey.
How you guys doing today?
great.
Pretty good.
Feeling good.
So these two jokesters are the participants in this video. They are playing Todd's Adventures in Slime World.
It's
How'd
a.
you guys like the game?
I thought it was pretty interesting.
I mean, I think I told this said this game, but I hated this game with a passion when I was play testing. It had so many issues, but running it, I'd say.
Yeah, running it this time, it I don't know. Having seen other people play it, it wasn't too bad.
Once you know about like how to clean yourself off and about the
Yeah,
checkpoints, which is huge.
yeah. So I don't know if anyone noticed, but I totally died in the first 2 seconds because there was some sort of enemy that shot like red death. That just like I guess insta kills you, and yeah, so that was
Yep.
interesting. It's a good start.
Yep, all the red dots insta kill you, and then the
Yeah.
green ones kind of do damage, I guess.
So both pretty even so far. Cleaning ourselves off there in that nice little puddle.
So you're picking some stuff up.
Yeah, I was like, well, I don't know exactly how to use power-ups, but maybe I'll figure it out. And
Yeah, I like when I play tested, I couldn't figure out how to use them, so I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna use them.
yeah, well, I knew that oof. There you go, dying. I knew that, well, I noticed that the gun upgrades at least kind of automatically, apply. So it's definitely worth grabbing those, but everything else you kind of have to use. Didn't figure it out. I'll be honest. It's a
Nope.
mystery. So yeah, I'm having some issues right now with this conglomeration of enemies. You kind of just made your way past them. I think you went down a different path than I did though.
Yeah, I went down here to the left. Let's
Oh,
see.
no.
Is that where you
Oh,
went? You going to the right?
I can't make up my mind. So I think I go over to the right and I realize that's not the right way. Let's jump my way back. I found that jumping was faster than walking. If you just kind of do like a long jump forward, it seems to move a little faster.
Very possible. Yeah, this head guy is about to murder me right now.
Oh man, look at him. He's just chomping down on you. Oh, how do you
I was
deal
trying to
with
figure out
that?
how to kill him. I don't know.
Yeah, that actually
I think
you
he was
were
moving. I
ahead.
don't know.
You were ahead of me there, and then because of that chompy guy. All right, I think you might
Yeah,
still
I'm a
be.
few screens ahead of you here, I
Oh
believe.
yeah, yeah, you're still ahead. It's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell with how the map goes. See here, I'm
Yeah,
having
what
some issues with the jumping.
Yeah, whenever I watch these videos, I try to pay attention and I try to reference the mini map, but I always end up just kind of losing
Yeah,
interest.
it's confusing because sometimes it only gets revealed as you go there. So you'll see on mine there's like a two, I don't know, there's two green blocks in a row, but I don't think on Ben's that happened. There's where the head chomper was, and I kind of dealt with him. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
actually like a decent bit behind, but
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
jumping my way up. So
Yeah, what I do when I watch this game in particular is I'll check for like a key moment and then I'll see if the other person does it very shortly and then
yeah,
I can just kind of go from there.
yeah, you get an idea of what's going on.
You
One
you can
again.
you can assume someone's on the right path if you see the arrows and they're following them. So it's kind of not completely lost to a viewer.
Definitely. That's one thing I know when I was playing, I was really looking out for is those arrows. There were a couple times when I started going down a path and then I didn't see an arrow, so I changed my mind and went down a more obvious path. Well, also one strategy I did where I remember from watching in the mystery tournament, original, the two players that played, one of them was very reckless and just never cleaned up and just charged forward when they died just would start back over at the checkpoints because the checkpoints are very forgiving. And the other was very safe. And I kind of took like a middle ground. Anytime I'd get to water and I was, a little dirty, I'd clean up a little bit just to make sure I wouldn't keep dying. Because I noticed when you get slime on you, it kind of sticks for a little while. But I didn't stay until I was fully cleaned.
Yeah, I think I had a similar sort of strategy.
Yeah, I did try to
Like,
avoid getting slimed though.
there were definitely times in this where like I saw a checkpoint in front of me and I just was like, screw it, I'm just gonna run through all these enemies to get there.
Yeah,
And if I
sometimes it's
die
worth it.
right after, it's
So it looks like you are going down a completely different path than I am.
yeah. I mean, I'm still a bit ahead of you.
Yeah,
But I went down that long hole and
I'm having some climbing
well,
issues. Yeah, you found a little secret there with a bunch of stuff.
yeah, I don't know if it's a good secret.
Clearly, you know a little more about the game than I did, because you're just like, oh yeah, I know there's a thing up here in this ceiling.
Yeah, so on like I went down where you are right now, which seems like a terrible idea now that I'm looking at it.
Oh, down that green area.
Yeah, where that
Oh,
big
that's how. See, I'm actually very far behind,
yeah, the worms
but I went ahead and climbed on up. I finally figured out how the jump worked.
yeah, the jump is kind of weird because like you'll jump like diagonally, but if you are standing still, you'll jump straight up.
Yeah, it was kind
But
of
you
hard
can't
to
really
manage,
jump.
and
You
and
can't
it,
move in the air, which is
yeah,
like
yeah, that's
yeah,
that's the thing. It has quote unquote realistic jumping mechanics where you can't redirect yourself when you've already jumped. So here I am falling down some like ice path.
and you'll notice like I'm exactly where I was like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, you kind of got a little lost. It looks like
Yeah, definitely.
that's a problem with taking a secret path is that pretty much it seems like everywhere you need to go is just more and more secretive.
I know. Yeah,
There's
it's
not really any wall markers for the most part. But
yeah, it's kind of weird that I guess they want it so you can only see what your guy can see, but like
yeah,
it's weird that like 75% of the screen is just green,
it's not a great green either. It's a pretty nasty looking green that just
Yeah,
takes up
it's
the
not.
screen. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure exactly where you're at in relation to me. Who's
I'm pretty far behind at this
oh
point.
wow. So you could see there that I had two paths I could go down, and I was like, well, I don't want to go down the left because I feel like that's some kind of side path. So I just immediately turned around and went down what seemed to be the more obvious route. I don't know what these weird X things are. I just kind of walked through them after trying to kill them a bit.
I didn't know either. Yeah,
Uh,
if you'd see my screen, like so much of the map is explored because I went literally every direction that
yeah,
was the
it's
wrong direction.
impressive. I'm notice here I'm pretty slimed up, and I was doing my best to avoid any sort of slime, but yeah, and I ended up dying there. That's okay. So only a little, only set me back a little bit. Could have been worse. So yeah, you have so many of those
Were you
crystals.
like noticing on as a spectator in this, like this catching your eye, anything? I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah, I noticed that my path seemed a lot more straightforward so far. You can see here I'm trying to use the items. Yeah, Brody, what any inputs?
It seems like all the movement mechanics are kind of funky in this game. Like you guys talked about the jumping. Sometimes it looked like you wanted to like jump forward, but you jump straight up, and
Here's a good
eh,
example.
yeah. And then like climbing, like getting vertical, just seems very unintuitive. It looks like you jump and sometimes latch onto a wall, and then it's like if it's like a transition point, it's even weirder.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
don't mind this.
Like there, before I finally figured out how to climb up, I spent quite a while just trying to like figure out how to use the jetpack because I was like, okay, I can't jump vertically. What is going on?
You'll notice I'm
Uh,
still in the exact section I was like a few
yeah,
minutes ago.
you were really booking it, and then all of a sudden now you're just in this super extra points section.
Couldn't find any like doors of new places to go.
Oh my, look at all those red gems though. Your score, if we could
Oh
see
yeah.
it, would be much higher than mine, I imagine. Although you haven't picked any of them up.
The worms first try there?
You
I
know,
think so, yeah.
yeah, I just
The
kind
hard
of
part.
killed most of them and then jumped several times and panicked and barely
Yo,
made it to the water.
I just got through my
Oh
section.
yeah, hey look, there's the ice. Not the best secret ever. Not a good shortcut.
That's you done with the first level there.
Yeah, just about. But I mean, next is the boss, and you know, you definitely know more about the game than I did. So
Yeah. Bosses can be very tricky, and we saw that with
yeah,
the
that
original players who played
yeah,
through
the
it.
first players playing through it actually took them about as long as it took them to get through the maze. I think to beat the
Mm.
boss and figure it out. And I'm kind of glad that I have watched that video, so I knew I had some idea of how to handle it.
And I
Like,
remember, no, I when I was playtesting the boss, I thought it was like invulnerable. I didn't know what to do because it takes that many hits to kill it,
yeah, there's
and
not a lot of
no
feedback.
damage uh, indication. So really just are
You just kind of shoot a
yeah
lot until something happens. Thankfully, like I said, I kind of already knew that, so because I know the players would had like spent a while, you know, like the first time around, spent a while shooting at it, and then would try going back and doing something different before they just shot at it enough until they, you know, finally killed one of the things and realized, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. It just takes forever.
yeah, and you can
Yeah.
see like normally an enemy would like blink or do something that shows that you're dealing damage to it, but these things are
Yeah.
like, is this just a wall? I don't know.
Yeah, just am I supposed to hit that eye?
So did you
Uh,
know that you had to be in the middle here? Like that was the best
Yes,
tactic?
I did remember that. I remember seeing that from the from the first playthrough of this. So I just stuck with that. I was like, all right, stay in the middle, don't go off screen, and I'll be good. It took me a while to get these stupid guys up top. You don't really have a good angle on them when you're in the middle, unfortunately. So I just kind of, found a spot and shot. You're still making your way through a little faster, you know, than you were in the bonus section.
yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
in the complete maze part.
Oh, here's the
I hate these
worms.
worms. It's basically, I feel like it's kind of just luck with these
Yeah,
worms.
because they seem to respawn a bit. Yep, like that. I know. I just kind of kill when I noticed they started respawning. I just killed a few and I went before slime built up on me or anything like that. They do give you those
Fairly
shields,
passive.
and I think you're supposed to use them, but maybe they should have made it so power-ups actually worked.
Yeah, yeah, I
But
have no idea how the menu system works.
yeah, I couldn't figure it out. Oh, whew, barely
Oh, so
made it.
you got hit pretty hard there by the eye.
Oh yeah, I think
yeah.
you're a little ahead of me, but
And when we had the other runners doing this, they would walk out of the room, which resets the boss fight.
they did that so many times. So here's I didn't know that this meant the boss was dead. So I'm like, crap, trying to kill it, trying to kill it, and I died. I was so
Yeah.
upset. I thought I
Uh,
lost, right? I was like,
and
I'm done.
watching this, I was like, oh, it's a brand new game. Like, they're tied up again.
Yeah.
Because I thought you died as
And then
well.
as soon as I walk in, like, oh, what? I was beyond confused because I didn't know that it had a whole dying animation.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't remember where the exit was. And you might notice yeah, I get chomped. I got chomped real good.
When I play tested and got chomped there, I was so angry. I was like, if I had to do the whole boss again,
Yeah,
like this is
I at least knew that I wasn't gonna have to do the boss again because I was like, well, I already died once, and boss is dead, so I guess I'm good. Some very difficult jumping, and I make it through right before you actually get to type in the code to do the
yeah,
boss.
PG.
It was it was I don't know. I actually kind of enjoyed the game. It was pretty quick.
Yeah,
I think having seen it before really helped. If I had not seen it played, I don't even know. I
that's the
think I
thing
got
too. Like,
lucky as well. I
I
didn't.
want to the whole mystery tournament. I want to encourage people to play these kind of games like on their own because then if you get one and you have played it before, it's such a huge advantage. And I totally allow that.
Oh, definitely. We've had that with the Super Mario Bros. In the original tournament. I think both times at one of the players had played it before, and the other one, I don't think. I think they didn't. I think it was one player had played it, and the other like
Yeah,
hadn't.
JP, I don't think hadn't played it when he played.
Yeah, and it was noticeable. Like
Yeah,
you,
stuck in the desert quicksand.
yeah, like you could really tell. There are definitely times where some players have had issues with general mechanics of a game, and that's where just knowledge of how a game works really comes in. Like I've played a lot of flash games. I played a lot of games like platformers, puzzle games. So a tournament like this, it was made for me. And I know there are some players out there that haven't played as many games as I have. So you can tell when anytime I start a new game, I figure out all the controls. What does this button do? What does this button do? So then I know in the future when it comes up. But sometimes, like some games, we've had players that didn't even know that you could sprint, and just was never able to beat a section of the game because they never sprinted. And yeah, it's just interesting to watch how people approach a game.
I want to thank everybody for watching our speedrun here in the round robin. I just want to quick remind everybody that the second full official mystery tournament will be starting in just a few weeks. The round robin here is really meant to give people a chance to play some more games, get ready for the next tournament, and allow me to play, which I was not able to do since I set the tournament up last time. So thank you guys for allowing me to do that and for casting with me today.
Glad to
Of
be
course.
here.
Until next time, stay frisky.
Excellent.